Hey y'all, welcome back to this week's episode of AMA Friday with Amy Miller, recruiting in yoga pants. Rough week in the Miller house, y'all. We are all sick. It's not COVID. My son is in athletics. He gets tested like 3 times a week, so we don't have COVID, thank God. But we're all just feeling kind of under the weather and down and icky, and I'm not my usual happy self this week. But I have an important topic I want to discuss with you, so we are going to power through, and I'll try not to sneeze at you. So this week, I want to talk about targeting, okay? Job search targeting. I have some thoughts on this. This was inspired by my dear friend, Kamara Toffolo. If you are not following her, y'all, get your life together. You need her in your life, okay? I will link to her YouTube channel. She is also on my website, recruitinginyogapants.com, under career coaches and resume writers. She is a resume writer, job search strategist, LinkedIn top voice, and all around awesome human. I love her to pieces. So check her out. But the tweet that she shared, which inspired this week's video, I pulled it up because I want to read it to y'all. She shared, in the past 12 hours, I've heard from 2 clients that they landed the exact roles that they were going after mere weeks into their job search. You don't say. The key for both of them, she goes on to add, they took the time to identify their target role before putting the pieces in place to pursue it. Smart job seekers, smart coach. So I wanted to piggyback on that a little bit and share my thoughts on that. I thought this was brilliant. I think it's really smart. And I want to talk with you a little bit about how to do that. How do I pick my target, Ames? What are you talking about? So we're going to try to cover that this week. I do also want to call out a question I'm anticipating, something I might hear from some of y'all, which is, okay, that's great if you're happily employed. That's great if you aren't running out of unemployment or risk losing your house or you can't feed your kids. Like, I understand that there are going to be job seekers who are in a place where they feel like they don't have the freedom or flexibility to sit down and formulate a target. I get that. All right. Honestly, you know what? Let me draw you a picture. Literally. Okay. I think of job search as a spectrum. And on the one hand, you've got the person who's just kind of, it's okay. This is fine. I'm happily employed, I guess. I totally take a recruiter's call. I might even be ready to go out and look for a job, kick a few tires, see what happens. That's this guy, right? He's okay, but he's not happy. He wants something better. He wants to do the next big thing. And then at the other end, I have my friend, the person I have been many times, who is literally hair on fire. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose my house. I can't even put gas in my car to go to an interview, let alone find a babysitter for my kids. I get it. There's a spectrum here. Okay, it's very, very easy for me to tell this guy, just take some time, target your resume, carefully curate a list of people you want to work with and for, blah, blah, blah. If I tell it to this person, they might bite my head off. Okay, this person is under duress. I understand. I want to leave you with a little bit of a caveat here. I still firmly believe that everybody on this spectrum benefits from a targeted approach. Yes, even this person. I believe this with everything in me. I also understand it's easier said than done when you get down to this end. Okay? I get that. Video for another time, perhaps. I think that it is very difficult to focus on an effective job search when you are worried about meeting basic needs. Okay? In the state of Washington, I'm sure other states have similar processes and programs. You can dial 211 and you can be connected to community services. So if that is you, if you are at that point in your job search where it's like, lady, I can't think about this, I don't know how I'm gonna make ends meet, let me encourage you to take that step at least. Because I understand, if I don't have basic needs met, it is nearly impossible for me to think about anything else. For those of you who are maybe hanging by a thread but still hanging, or those that again are at closer to that other end of the spectrum where things are fine, I'm just not super happy, this is for you. Okay? Setting an intentional job search target. I want you to think about the last game that you played where you had to hit a target. Okay, I'll give you an example. When my son graduated from his Air Force training, we went to his house and we got to hang out after the graduation, and he has a dartboard, new dartboard. It's a gift from a family member. And we decided to play. My son had been playing. Him and my daughter-in-law had been playing a lot, so they were better at it than me. Now, me, on the other hand, I haven't played darts in 20 years. I mean, it's been a long time. So, I'm out of my element very easily, right? But it came back fairly quickly. I think I ended up winning one game. That was kind of fun, unexpected. But here's my point with this, okay? And think about when you've been in this situation, playing a game where you had to hit something. You take a minute and you kind of step back and you make sure, your toes on the line where it's supposed to be, and you're lining up that target, and you've got the dart in your hand, you're kind of feeling the weight and feeling the, and you're throwing. And sometimes you got to throw a few. Right? Sometimes it doesn't come back right away. Sometimes you don't hit the bullseye the first shot, even if you're trying. But you're focusing on that target. If you get up there and just start flinging darts, because I tried that too and it didn't work, you're probably not even going to hit the board. I'm pretty sure there's a hole in my son's wall from one of my poorly targeted darts. But when I took a breath and said, okay, time out, let me focus, let me look at this, let me hone in on this, let me get comfortable with my dart, that's when I started hitting the board and started hitting the target. Your job search is very similar. So think about what you want to hit. Visualize your career as a dartboard. We need the whiteboard, right? Obviously. How could we not? Okay? Think about your job search as a dartboard. All right? And in the center, we have the dream job, and then maybe, there's a couple of other options. Okay, so like for me, I'll use myself as an example. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, right? Like, what is my dream job? And I have to tell you, y'all heard it here first, I'm actually considering discussing with my boss and with my mentors whether or not I should have management as a target. I don't know. I've said for a long time, I like just being in charge of myself. I don't know if I want to be in charge of other people. But as I think about the things that light me up, mentoring, guiding, coaching is a big part of that. So maybe for me, maybe the dream is management. I don't know yet. Stay tuned. We'll see how this goes. I might change my mind by next week. Maybe this is more of like a lead capacity. Maybe this is more just I'll do general IC stuff wherever I need to, right? So again, the more active your search, the more invested you are in kind of figuring out what you want to do next. This is going to change for you. But think about, what do I want to do? What is my target? What is the work that absolutely lights me up? What's the dream job? What's the thing that I may never hit, but I'm going to shoot for it anyway? And then think about the things that are related to that I might have a better chance of hitting. Okay, think about, well, I have been a senior IC for a long time. I have kind of led programs and projects. Maybe that's where this comes in. And then maybe there's a broader, like this would be the survival job that I could do, right? So as you're really methodically thinking about your personal target, I want you to then also create a wish list. I want you to come up with a list of titles. So what are the things that you want people to call you? I want you to come up with a list of companies, who hires what I want to do, and then I want you to come up with a list of contacts. Okay? These are the people who work at the companies and probably hold the titles. So all of this then turns into your networking strategy. Get the templates, networking on the website, recruitinginyogapants.com, network templates and FAQs. And it also becomes the resume content. Okay? Target, target, target. So think about what is the overall dream job goal, peripheral goals, close to goals that might be nearing that dream job in the center. And then think about, how do I get there? How do I define it? What are the titles? Where do they work? And who are the people that can help me get there? Okay? This is important stuff. So I want you to think about these things. Let me know what gaps might exist. What did I forget? We're already 12 minutes in. I don't want to belabor this anymore, but let me know. Does this work for you? Think about the strategy. Think about the target. Once you've identified all of this, then you can start creating the building blocks, which is your darts, which is going to hit that bullseye. Okay? Let me know what you think down below. Drop a comment. I'll read them all. And we will see you next week.